Good morning from Hollywood Studios. It's been a while. The elephant in the room is probably that I sound not normal. I'm not normal right now, but I'm okay. Just dealing with sinuses, ear infection, making me sound bad, but I'm good otherwise. So we're out and about today, fulfilling a request from one of you to check out the construction over at the boardwalk, which I think is going to be a great way to get out of the house, wander around, enjoy the nice weather. So let's go. So today we're making our way over to the Epcot area resorts via the walking path that is just past the bus stops. I always say that I love the Epcot area resorts for a number of reasons. One of them is that it's walking distance to both Epcot and Hollywood Studios. So we're walking over to Boardwalk today via this path. I think it'll be a nice walk this morning, and if we don't want to walk back, we have multiple transportation options that can get us back, so that's good too. So just crossed under the bridge, making our way to the boardwalk now. The reason we're doing this is because I got a question about construction on the boardwalk, and I always talk about the construction that's happening at the former ESPN club, but we haven't had a chance to see any of the construction happening like at the resort. So I thought we'd wander around, see what we can see, let you know what it's like. In fact, we can already start to see some of the construction happening right now. So just as a reference point, we're over, oh hi Russ.
Hi.
Hello.
I got you one.
We're over by the tennis courts right now. Here's the path. And we're just making our way into what is the boardwalk now. Now, it's been a couple weeks since we've been here, so it's definitely different since the last time we've been here, but nonetheless, giving you a quick look. You can see the sign, pardon our pixie dust. There are definitely crews moving things on this back road. But again, I don't know what exactly is closed, so we'll keep our eye out. Or I say what is closed, what I mean is what is impacted. So, we'll see. So we just passed Community Hall, which we're on currently like passing the DVC side. It's a little bit confusing when it comes to the boardwalk, but we just passed the Boardwalk Community Hall, and we didn't cross the road because we did see that sign that said, please don't cross the road. So we're staying on the walking path right now, but we're about to come past the feature pool here at the boardwalk, and that's where you're gonna find the Keister Coaster. I see a lot of work being done over here. There's a sign that says the pool is closed, but it's still early, so I don't know if the pool is closed just right now. We can find out more about that in a little bit, especially once we go over to the lobby, but let me show you what we're looking at right now. So here's the walking path. This is where we are right now, and then of course this is the back side of the feature pool, and there's a lot happening on this pathway, lots of people moving around, so that's why I say we're staying over here as opposed to going on the path. We definitely have some scaffolding. So this is what it looks like, at least from over here. Also, while I'm thinking about it, there was recently an earnings call that took place for the Walt Disney Company, and they were talking about all of these things that they're wanting to do basically in the next 10 years. And they're wanting to turbocharge, whatever that means, some of the work that they're doing, and included in that is work on some DVC properties. Of course, this is a DVC property, so that's why I'm thinking about it right now. I've seen a few people say that they're not really happy with the work going into the hotels, because in the earnings call they also said that less people are staying at the hotels, and they think it's going to mean that the price is going to go up. I know I'm saying a lot, but the reason I bring this up is because this is one of those things that Disney needs to do in order to make sure they're maintaining these hotels for the DVC members who have invested in these hotels. Something that they're not really great at doing, if I'm being honest. More on that, of course, later, but coming up around the corner of, well, around the corner where you can find jelly rolls, there's definitely some work happening over here. So we also have all of this work that's happening this way on this side of the boardwalk as well. And like I said earlier, because of everything I got going on, I can't really hear all that well, so you're gonna have to forgive me if I'm standing in a spot where it's really, really loud. But there's definitely noise. I can definitely tell that there's noise happening. And that's important to know, especially if you're gonna be staying over in the villas, which is on this side, because right here, these are all guest rooms. Now, I don't know, but actually, I don't think you can stay in these because it looks like They're currently being worked on based on what I'm seeing here in the windows. See, they're covered in plastic and they have paper on them. That usually means that they're being worked on. So I don't even know if these are currently available. So while this might be pretty noisy, I don't think that you're going to be dealing with that because you'll be staying in one of these rooms, because I think these are the rooms that are being worked on currently. Looks like there's also some work happening on the dock as well, which seems to only be on one side, because I swear I just saw a boat take off from that dock. So it's not impacting your ability to get where you're going, at least from what I can see right now. But if you're wanting to just like hang out and relax on the boardwalk, this might not be the moment for that, in my opinion. And I'm not just talking about this side either. We also have the cake bake shop, I think is what it's called, that's currently being built as well. And that's over there on the opposite side of the resort, or of the boardwalk, depending on how you want to describe it. We've walked past that numerous times. We've taken a look at it numerous times. It's a little loud, it's a little noisy, but construction is, so it's important to keep that in mind, especially if you're going to be staying in one of those rooms on that side. I don't know how it impacts the boardwalk in rooms, but I can imagine that you can hear it, because when you're staying over here, you can definitely hear the music and stuff, so I can't imagine that you won't hear like impact drills and stuff. So anyway, let's keep going. We do still have access to the screen door general store just through this entrance. This entrance is currently being painted right now, and you can see that this whole area is blocked off, but the only thing that it's really blocking off are additional entrances to the general store. So you can just get in that way. Just keep an eye out for the sandwich board. They'll probably move it, you know, like this is what they're doing today, so this is what it looks like today. Probably gonna look a little bit different whenever you're here. You always have to keep your eye open when construction is happening, because some paths might be blocked off, some entrances might be hidden behind bushes like this one is right here, and that can change day to day. So you always want to keep your eyes open, slow down a little bit, you know, don't end up where you don't want to be. So next off, we're gonna make our way into the lobby, but real quick, Russ just said that it looks like people are staying in these rooms right over here. So it looks like only some of them have been blocked off. I don't know. Like I said, I've kind of been a little bit out of the loop. We're just wandering around today, taking a look at things as we see them. But I'm not sure if these rooms are actually like finished and just waiting, or if there are actually people staying in here right now. So we're in the lobby now. It's a beautiful lobby, but I wanted to point something out to you because I know some of you had questions about this. So the boardwalk is a long resort, and in the center is the lobby. If you go one direction, you're at the villas. If you go in the other direction, you're at the inn. So depending on where you're staying is what direction or what wing of the hotel you'll be going down. So if you're staying in Disney Vacation Club Villa, you're headed that way past Carousel Coffee. If you're staying in the Boardwalk Inn, these are the regular cash rooms, you're gonna be headed this way. So 2 different wings. Everything we've looked at thus far has been happening over in the villas, not at the inn. We're gonna wander this way down the inn and take a look at any construction happening down here. So we've made our way to the inside, which is where we're wandering around. We're wandering around kind of near the, I think these are called the garden suites. It's beautiful back here, as you can see. We don't spend too much time on this side because we're DVC members, but it's beautiful over here. There's no denying that. I feel like we can definitely hear some construction, but like I said, I don't know how loud it is, so you'll have to tell me your thoughts in the comments, but it's beautiful over here. Like, absolutely gorgeous. As you can see, these suites have like a garden out front, which is beautiful. I don't know how much they go for per night, but we'll have to keep an eye out for that. So as we're kind of making our way along this lovely path, I feel like I see a fountain over there. Maybe we have to go wander over there and see that fountain. My ears on the ground are telling me that we can hear the Skyliner and we can hear the road. So we're not hearing construction from the boardwalk over here, but we're hearing just the normal noise from the road over here, which can get quite loud all times of year. This isn't like a a one and done thing. It's like the dumpsters, the trash over by Epcot. We talk about this when we sit in the UK pavilion. I'm always talking about how it's relaxing until it's not, because it's really loud and you can hear the banking, and I can definitely hear traffic from something. I think it's a truck that I'm seeing go by right here. So that's something to know. I don't know how it impacts your stay if you're staying in one of these rooms, but we're talking about noise. We're talking about that type of thing. Figured I'd mention it. Okay, so we see this break in the wall, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but we can see the dumpsters back there. So you're definitely going to hear the noise of the trucks and the dumpsters clanging if you're staying in one of these rooms, especially if you're staying like right here. Now, I want to take a second and just squash any of the comments who are going to say, well, why are you complaining about the noise? You're being so picky, blah, blah, blah. I'm just letting people know. That's why we do this. We want people to be aware. We want them to have reasonable expectations. That's why we talk about this. This isn't so much a complaint as it is a commentary. So now you know. Looks like we got a nice little pool back here for the garden wing, garden suites. There's some lights over here as well, which lead me to believe that this is a really cool little place to hang out at night. I do think that these rooms would be really cool to stay in. Maybe we'll have to book one. And here's the fountain right here that we were seeing. I mean, it's admittedly not the most impressive thing you've ever seen, right? But it's still nice. Wow, there are a lot of rooms back here. So if you didn't pick up on that, you access those suites from outside. So we came outside, and all of those doors that we were looking at were the entrances to those suites. These, on the other hand, you access from inside the resort. So, really cool. It kind of feels like a home, you know, which is different compared to the other rooms. Although, I like the interior entrances. That's just me. But, I don't know, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Alright, so we've done a wander around of the boardwalk. Now I know we haven't seen every inch, every nook and cranny, but I did want to give you just a quick look at what we're seeing over here. And no, we're not going all the way down to Epcot today, mainly because we could see the construction that was happening over there. It's very predictable. It's the same cake bake shop stuff that's been going on. I will say, I don't feel like you're going to be super impacted by the construction here at the boardwalk, particularly if you're staying over on the Boardwalk Inn side. If you're staying at the Boardwalk Inn versus the BoardWalk Villas, there's a lot going on at the villas right now. As you could see, there was a lot of construction happening, and you know, of course, it happens in waves. So when you visit, what will it be like? Who knows, you know? But I don't think that it's the same, at least from what we've seen. It's not the same or even comparable to what we saw over at the Grand Floridian, for example, which for me is the bar. You know, when you're walking under these like makeshift tunnels where construction is happening over your head and it's so loud that you can't even function, that's where I think things kind of make their way into maybe you should change your plans territory. I don't feel like that's what's happening over here at the boardwalk, at least not currently, not based on what I saw here today. That all having been said, do I think it's going to impact your vacation a bit? Probably. Like I said, I'm sure you can hear the sounds, I'm sure you can hear the noises. Some of that is just regular maintenance. For example, what you're hearing right now, that's them just watering flowers. So, you know, that's something that you're going to experience. Although, you're probably going to be in and out. You're going to the parks. You're not necessarily experiencing this noise in the same way that we're experiencing it being here first thing in the morning, or at least earlier in the day. That said, when it comes to the construction stuff, my biggest concern would be for those who are staying on the DVC side. You might be impacted a little bit. We've stayed in the beach club when they were doing a little bit of work, and sometimes you just have to keep an eye out for like wet paint and stuff, but it's not really a huge deal. Certainly not like it was over at the Grand Floridian. But again, that's a conversation for another day. Or rather, we've already had that conversation. But yeah, one way or another, I hope that you got a quick look at what's going on here at the boardwalk today. Let me know your thoughts though. I want to hear what you have to say. If you stayed here during the construction, tell us what your experience was in the comments down below. Of course, don't forget to hit all those buttons, subscribe, come back for our next adventure. It will be coming soon, okay? I know, we've taken too much time off, but I needed to get myself back on my feet. I hope you understand. Thank you for the support. I know a lot of you commented and wished me well and, you know, said get better soon. So we're getting there. It's gonna be a journey, still a little bit of journey, but either way, we're gonna have some fun, you know? We're gonna have some fun while we do it. But for now, I think that's all. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.